Hi, I'm Radu. I'm the co-founder here at Inon. And today I'd like to talk to you about some of our products, in particular about Open Protocol I/O modules. And I'll just start off by telling you what they have in common, and then I'll walk you through what makes them unique, and ultimately why we have different type of I/O modules and when I would personally use one over the other. And that will kind of show you the strengths of each, and so you can compare and then perhaps later on decide to use one over another one. So I'll just start off by telling you about Open Protocol I/O modules in general and what makes them special. And I think the number one reason they are becoming more and more popular compared to closed protocol I/O modules is that you can choose the system that you want. It gives you the freedom to choose whatever BMS systems you think they are better today, and that enables you to be flexible. So if in a year's time something better comes about, then you can keep the I/O modules and perhaps just upgrade the part that has a shiny new feature. So that's really the driving force behind Open Protocol I/O modules. And I'll go a bit more detail. So you will notice that Open Protocol I/O modules, they are IP and RS-485, and that's a feature across pretty much every manufacturer nowadays. Why would you need one or the other? Well, it depends on the building. If it's an old building, perhaps it's difficult to run a cable. Newer buildings tend to have IP infrastructure, so that's handier. Depends on the specification of the consultant and so on. So straight off from the beginning, you will find them in either IP or RS-485. About the protocol itself, I think Modbus is pretty well established. So I can comfortably say if you've got a Modbus device, you can pretty much connect it to any building automation system. All the three products on the table here, they got Modbus. Two of them have BACnet, which is quite popular all over the world now. Other features which they share in common are the watchdog. The watchdog is a maybe not so known feature, but I think without a watchdog, an Open Protocol I/O module can't be really functional, because a watchdog enables the I/O module to sense if the main system is offline. And so in a circumstance like that, it just shuts down or it goes into some sort of default position. So you lose connection with the main system, and then you may decide to switch off a pump or turn off a light and so on. So I think that's the main, that would be the main common features of Open Protocol I/O modules. And I would like to go into the specifics of every single one of those three product ranges. And I think it's best to start in the order of which we have launched these products and the length of the life of the products. So I'll start off with these I/O modules, and I'll choose three main features, three main unique selling points, if you wish, for each of them. And with these MAs, I think, for me personally, the IP to RS-485 feature, I think this is the greatest feature out of it all, because it enables you to go Modbus IP to Modbus RS-485 and effectively makes it a two-in-one device. So you don't need an external gateway. You can hook up power meters on the side of it. So you not only have an I/O module, but you have a gateway. And you can have up to 132 devices on the communication bus. There's lots of other great features about it, but this is the one that really stands out. You can see on this model here, it has two network ports. So that would be my second choice. So I would say this is great because you can daisy chain them. Or in other words, it removes the need for a network switch. If I have to choose three features each, I would say the fact that some of the modules, they have hand-off auto switches, so you can override them. I don't have one with me today. My range is quite wide, and they have the mini modules and so on. So I would say that's really, really handy. I think that's enough with these marriage. I think they're really good for everyday jobs. And if you ever need a Modbus to IP to RS485 gateway, then that's definitely the module to use. If we look now at the Link I/O range, if I am to choose one big feature out of it, like the one reason to use it, I would have to look at of who makes this, of the manufacturer of the I/O module, which is Corel, and the application which is proven to be most successful with these I/O modules, which is data centers. And the reason I say that is because in a data center application, the air conditioning, the closed control units, they would have one of those inside, not this model, something produced by Corel. So therefore, if a consultant is asked whether they prefer to have Corel I/O modules on the building automation side, 9 times out of 10 they'll say yes. I mean, product is already specified, has a great reputation in this particular application. So I think it's really the sweet spot of it. So if you go into a data center application with a Niagara solution, for example, there's plenty of air conditioning units with Corel controllers inside. If you just come along and you add this to the whole equation, that gives the whole solution a new dimension, and it's just more powerful. So you're good likely to win more jobs on the back of it. Again, it's IP, we've got the RS485, and we've got the expansions. So second interesting feature is you can add up to 10 of these expansions. You make like a caterpillar of an I/O module. So that's quite a useful feature. Last but not least, it has a display. So display is used for commissioning purposes, for maintenance. You can override things with it. You can set it up. There's some built-in functions like you can control an input based on an output on a standalone mode. So these are the main features. So zooming out a little bit, data center application with a Niagara building management system, I would definitely give this a go. Just mention it to the consultant, and chances are they're gonna love the idea. Last but not least, this is the latest addition to our I/O module range. It's called Core I/O. It's got our brand again on it. Palette is really, really useful because it's seamless integration into Niagara, IP and RS485. The one thing that makes it really stand out is you can configure it with Bluetooth, with your phone. I got lots of Alexa devices in my house, Ring, doorbell, and that sort of thing. And I just got used to it, take my phone out, connect on Bluetooth, this QR code, and off I go. And when I saw it, I thought that was a really nice feature. But apart from it being an interesting feature, so apart from the geeky side of it, it allows you to de-skill the commissioning process. You don't need a laptop. You don't need to worry about dropping it or whatever. You can send the electrical contractor, perhaps an apprentice, whatever. So just the fact you can go to the module, connect up to it, check out the inputs and outputs, do some sort of pre-commissioning. I think that's quite cool. So overall, it just saves the engineering time. In terms of why would you use it over the other ones? For example, it has 420 milliamp inputs. You don't need to put a resistor. So if you compare that with the NISPA module, where you need to fit some 200 ohm resistors, saves a lot of time. You don't need to fiddle with that. And it's got universal outputs, which can do pulsed inputs. So again, really it depends on the points list. If you need more digital inputs, I would always go for Core I/O. I have a tendency to talk too much, so I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover in the video. I encourage you to leave your comments. If you think I should perhaps expand on different elements, or if you found this video useful and you would like more conversations of this nature, leave your comments below, and hope to see you next time. Cheers.